Breaking past digital security barriers usually comes down to one core requirement: taking complex, unreadable cryptography and translating it back into plain text. When you create an account on a secure system, it doesn't actually save your password. Instead, it scrambles that password into an encrypted format called a hash. Think of this hash as a digital fingerprint. This animation shows how a simple word transforms into a fixed string of characters. The math only works in one direction. You cannot reverse engineer this string to get the original word back. Since we can't decode it, tools like John the Ripper take a different approach. The software grabs a massive dictionary of common passwords, hashes every single word on that list, and compares them against our target fingerprint until it finds an exact match. Grasping this one-way translation is essential to navigating modern security. By automating the trial and error process, we find the entry point without ever needing the system to reveal its secrets. Let's put this into practice inside a Kali Linux terminal. To run a dictionary attack, we need to verify we have two specific files ready: our target hash file and our dictionary word list. First, we need to see what we're up against. This terminal displays the output of our target file. That long, scrambled alphanumeric string is our raw MD5 hash. To attack it, we'll build our command. We call John the Ripper and immediately use the format flag to tell the software exactly what kind of architecture it is looking at, in this case, raw MD5. Next, we add the word list flag. This directs the software to our specific text file of dictionary words, loading up the ammunition it will use to guess the password. We hit enter and let the tool run its comparisons. Within moments, the terminal halts and outputs the result right here, matching the username with our newly cracked plaintext password. The attack succeeds because we knew exactly what algorithm encrypted the data. Identifying your specific hash type is the absolute prerequisite before you launch any cracking software. Raw text files are simple to process, but you will frequently encounter data locked inside password-protected zip files. These archives resist standard direct dictionary attacks. A cracking tool cannot navigate the complex internal security architecture of a compressed archive on its own. It needs the hash presented in a language it can process. To get that data, we use a utility built into the John the Ripper suite called Zip2John. This tool strips the internal hash data completely out of the archive container. We type Zip2John, followed by our target zip file, and use the greater than symbol to output that extracted security data into a fresh, readable text document. Look at the terminal output for this new file. Compared to a standard MD5 string, the extracted zip hash is an incredibly long and dense block of data. That dense block of data is exactly what the cracking software needs. Translating the locked container into a raw, readable format is the vital bridge between discovering protected data and actually exploiting it. Now, we treat this extracted file just like our previous target. We point John the Ripper at the new text document and load up our word list for the dictionary attack. Notice that we leave out the format flag this time. John the Ripper is smart enough to read the unique structure of this extracted file and auto-detect that it is dealing with a zip hash. The system processes the massive file in the background, making its comparisons. In seconds, the terminal halts and spits out the password for the archive, clearly highlighted on screen. We take that exact plaintext string and return to our original encrypted zip file. We double-click the archive and type the password into the security prompt. The archive unlocks immediately, granting us full access to view, extract, and manipulate the files hidden inside. Standard archive encryption relies on keeping its hash hidden. By combining targeted data extraction with automated dictionary matching, we completely neutralize that defense. Over the last few minutes, we took a scrambled MD5 string and an impenetrable zip archive, broke down their security architecture, and successfully translated both into accessible plaintext. But this method has a strict limitation. A dictionary attack relies entirely on the quality of its word list. If the target password is not physically present in that file, the attack will fail completely. Because of how powerful these tools are, there are strict legal and ethical boundaries. Penetration testing software must be used exclusively for authorized security audits or recovering your own lost passwords. Local password cracking provides the diagnostic data needed for enterprise-level audits. By finding where these weak credentials exist on one system, we can begin to identify the patterns of vulnerability that threaten an entire organization. Once you can systematically break into local files, you have the skills needed to analyze more complex targets. In the next module, we'll take these techniques into the field to start mapping the security of an entire network architecture.